Hey guys, welcome back to the Social Ave Podcast. I'm your host, Sydney Encinas, and when I tell you I've been waiting for this episode, I cannot wait to have this conversation with Dr. Michael Allen.
I hope not to disappoint. This is kind of a lot of pressure, Sydney. I don't know if I can deliver on that one.
I'm like, this is going to be the best podcast ever. So we'll first tell everybody who you are. Give us a little intro. Who are you?
Well, first of all, this is a lot of pressure because most people don't like the dentist, right? Like,
yeah.
We are like the number one feared profession in the world. And so to have me on a podcast and I don't know who your audience is. I really have no idea. I know you're into fashion, right?
Well, beauty industry. Beauty,
okay,
which teeth completely coincides with beauty.
Oh,
and,
100%.
And really everything that we're going to dive into today. So it's right up the alley.
Well, I know I'm okay with beauty. If you follow me on Instagram, you know that I'm a big hair guy. I really like to make sure that my hair is looking good.
Which tell everybody your Instagram handle in case they're watching live right now, so that way they can reference like who we're talking to.
It's at Dr. Michael Allen. The doctor is DOCTOR, Michael Allen. And so yeah, I'm all about the beauty and fashion industry. I've got 3 daughters. I've got a high maintenance wife. They're all about that too. And it's okay that I say that. She's beautiful. Maybe you'll see a picture of her on here at some point, or she's on my Instagram right now. But I'm excited to be here because me and Sydney have a little bit of a backstory that we're going to talk about as to why dentistry isn't as scary as everybody thinks it is, especially when we're talking about cosmetic dentistry. And there's been some innovations that me and my partner, Dr. James Heaton, have made over the last year and a half that have really kind of changed where the dental industry is going with beauty and with cosmetics. And people are trying to copy it, but nobody's there yet. Like, very few people, I think, are doing it like we're doing it. And as you can see, go ahead and smile for the camera. This is impressive right here. She was very homely when she came to see us for the first time. For real, actually.
Homely.
No.
I love that. I love that word homely. Well, okay, so one of my good friends, Allie, works for you, and so
shout out to Allie and Celine and everybody at the office watching this right now. What's up, ladies? Get back to work.
So that's the way that I met Dr. Allen was through Instagram, through my friend Allie. I have always been kind of interested in veneers. And so he was posting about them on his Instagram, and I reached out to him and was like, hey, yeah, I'm interested. I came in, had a consultation, and then kind of decided like, no, I'm good. You know, at that price, I don't know. I'm good with my teeth. Like, I don't want to.
They're very expensive.
But okay, then things took a turn for the worst in my life. I'm a grinder. I've always held my stress in my teeth, like since I was young. And so one of my teeth had just had it. And I was chewing a piece of chicken one day, and my tooth, the way that the oral surgeon described it is like my tooth was a heart, and just the front part of the heart just kind of like cracked off. And so
Let's rewind that a little bit. I believe when I saw you at that first consultation like a year and a half ago, I told you were a grinder, and I told you
Yes.
need to wear a night guard all the time, otherwise something's going to happen. And then when it happened, did I say I told you so? I don't think I did.
You didn't.
No.
He didn't. Okay, yes, that is actually a very important part of the story. So he had told me at the initial consultation, you need to wear, he said, regardless of whether, you're my patient or not moving forward, you need to wear a night guard. So he had my best interest at heart from the jump. And so and I didn't wear a night guard, cracked my tooth on that piece of chicken. I remember the day like clear. I was like,
it probably wasn't the chicken that cracked the tooth.
It wasn't the chicken.
30 years of clenching and grinding your teeth before that.
Correct.
Yes.
And so, yeah, that's exactly right. And so anyways, there went my tooth, and I was crying like a baby. I called Dr. Allen, and
you didn't call me initially. I reached out because I saw either I followed you or Allie said something about it.
Oh yeah, Allie, because I was pretty transparent about it on Instagram.
Right, which was cool. I like that.
Yeah.
Your whole life is very transparent, everything you do, which is great.
But you know what? Some of these things, it's like I could only be transparent to a point, like because at the end of the day, it's like I am naturally it's my nature to be a silly goose.
Yes.
But it was also highly embarrassing for me to like have a tooth missing because I'm in the beauty industry. I'm a hairdresser. You kind of feel like a little bit of pressure to not have it fully together, but at least like look presentable.
Yeah, you can't look like a hillbilly.
And then I was like, man, I'm missing a tooth. What are people, the initial thought is like, is she a crackhead? Like, why is, and so that's kind of why I'm really excited to have this conversation, because I get to sort of bring justice to like my situation a little bit. Is like, you know, when this oral surgeon was like pulling my tooth out, he's like, it took them 2 hours. Remember, Dr. Schmidt,
actually?
it took Dr. Schmidt 2 hours to pull it out. And he was like, well, cause I told him like, it wasn't supposed to come out. It wasn't like rotten or anything. It was just, I clenched my teeth so bad, and I wasn't caring for like my mental health enough to like figure out ways to calm down other than clench my teeth whenever I was just staring into space driving. Correct.
It's super, super common. I'd say probably like 60 to 80% of our patients are clenchers, and it's clenchers, not necessarily grinders. You don't do a lot of grinding back and forth, but you just hold it there. Actually, probably half the people listening to this podcast right now, what is your jaw doing right now? Are your teeth touching? If they're touching, you probably have a problem and you need to chill. You need to relax. Go get massages.
Yeah.
Something to help you relax. Or, I mean, people don't want to hear this, but pop some gum in your mouth, because when you're chewing gum, your teeth don't actually touch. And so it will actually prevent you from clenching. It gives your mouth something to do, if that makes sense.
More than anything, though, like wear a night guard. I don't ever not wear a night guard.
You better not now.
No, you'd be so proud of me. I floss twice a day. No, more than that even. After every single meal, I'm constantly flossing.
Yeah.
I'm always wearing my night guard. Like my teeth are top priority to me now.
So let's talk about how. Let's rewind this a little bit. Let's go back to, so you initially reached out to me so we did that consultation, then you weren't super, super interested, and then you saw a video of mine, and that video talked about kind of this thing that we're doing now which is no prep veneers, or near no prep veneers is what we call them, because we want to be honest, and actually we did remove a little bit of your tooth structure, right? Yeah, not much.
Well, only because on one side, right, I had a little bit of a snaggle,
right.
But let me kind of like bring it back a little bit back to beauty. It's sort of the same concept as like if you're going to go get acrylic nails and then they just kind of like buff over the nail a little bit, so that way the tip, you know, sticks on there. That's about what we
did. And so we've been working with this for a while, because no prep veneers have actually been around for a long, long time. They used to be called luminaires, and there was a company that did a really good job of marketing these luminaires, but they weren't always good, like, if that makes sense. They were just slapping veneers on front of everybody, and they were super, super white, very, very opaque. Nobody really looked good with them. And so our goal in this new wave of no prep veneers is to make things look really, really good. Like, I don't want, hopefully nobody's walking up to you and be like, Sydney, where did you get your veneers?
No, but a lot of people are like, something's different about you. Like, are you losing weight, or what is going on? And I'm like, no, and I do tell them. I'm like,
it's fine. I don't care either way.
I let them in on the secret.
And so we were developing that, and I put a video out that kind of talked about that, and immediately you responded with super interested, with lots of exclamation points, some emojis. I mean, that's how you roll. And then we talked for a minute about it, and I think you were like, okay, well, that's crazy expensive. Let's talk about the expense here. So if you're in the beauty industry, you're kind of already used to spending money on yourself.
Correct.
How much do people spend on their hair per year?
Let's say on average, okay, somebody who's like maybe a blonde, and this is
right, a fake blonde,
they're coming every 2 months. I think that on average, maybe they can spend anywhere from like $250 to $400, and that's just like a range.
They spend $400 every 2 months. So what is that? $2,000 a year, something like that, on their hair.
Me doing the math, I'm like,
yeah, okay, something like $2,000 a year. Plus, let's talk about, you're on the spot. Have you done Botox and filler?
No,
Never.
I had a little bit of, stuff in my lips, but then remember we talked about it migrating, and that was I want to save that for.
Okay, save that for another time. But anyway, so then you add your Botox, you add your filler. I mean, you're up to $4,000 or $5,000 a year easily if you're really heavily into the beauty industry. So now your treatment costs like $25,000, and so that's a lot of money right up front. But you don't have to redo it every year. And so whereas in 5 years in the normal beauty, you're going to spend $25,000. I expect these to last 10 to 30 years, decades, if you take care of them like you are right now.
Right.
And so over time, it's really not that much money that you're spending on your teeth, and there is almost nothing that is going to boost your confidence like a beautiful, healthy smile. And I think you could probably attest to that. So anyway, you reached out to me about that. And then you're like, no. Then you had the incident. We'll call that the chicken incident. And then Allie, I remember Allie came up to me and she's like, look at Sydney, look what happened to her. And I was like,
you're
no.
You're like, got her.
No. I honestly never thought that. Because I know what it's like to not love your smile. Like,
I am pretty secure with myself.
Yeah.
I've never in my adulthood felt that level of insecurity. It was like I loved my teeth before.
Right.
And which now that I have these, I'm like, wow, these fit my face. So, I mean, you're just so freaking good at your job. I'm just gonna say it. I have a lot of real estate on my forehead, a lot of real estate on my chin.
Right.
I needed this length.
You needed more teeth.
I needed more teeth. I was just grinding them down and down and down.
Do we have a picture somewhere of Sydney's face before?
Let's do the before and after actually, Raul. So that way everybody can see. It's the one with like the 3 pictures.
And mind you.
Okay, well that's me in the dentist.
That's awesome.
I was trying to like put on my best face and be like, okay, everything's gonna be fine. Here I am freaking in the oral surgeon's office. I just got my tooth pulled. But pull up, Raul, the picture of you know what I mean? It's like the 3.
Oh, the three
yeah,
layers?
it's like my teeth after they were the no prep.
X-ray picture?
No. It's like 3 levels of teeth. But anyway, in that one even, you don't have the implant in. I don't know if I
No. Yeah, it does. It's like my teeth and then half my teeth.
Oh, okay.
Oh, that's you.
Oh, that's my good smile now.
Yeah,
I think I've got some pictures of my homely smile. We can talk about my smile in a minute. But anyway, so you reached out to me and you're like, I think since I'm doing all this anyway, because since I'm replacing my tooth.
Yes. Okay, because I had to get an implant.
Right.
I had to get an implant, and then I wanted my teeth to be professionally whitened because I was like, okay, the implant's going to be a different color than my teeth. So I was like, I need professional whitening. I need whitening. I need the implant. But then by the time I was already spending thousands of dollars on that, so I was like, well, I might as well get the smile of my dreams. Like, why not?
So you came in to me and we talked. We had a nice long consultation. You didn't like necessarily what I had to say. Remember when we did the first try, and you actually really liked that. I think you wore it home, right?
I wore it home.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
you're like, don't bite down. And I was like,
yeah, I told her. So the way it works is she came in for a consultation. And then she's like, all right, I think I want to do this. You put some money down, and I ordered a smile design. And so I worked with my lab, and we did the smile design. We wanted to make it fit your face. Like, that's the whole goal, is the teeth have to fit your face. And before, you had kind of shorter teeth that you had worn. You had ground down very square, almost triangular shaped. And so I told my lab, I said, no, she's got a rounder face. We need to make these look like they fit her face.
Right.
And you tried it in, and initially you really, really liked it.
Mm-hmm.
And so we tried it in with just acrylic, basically. It's just like acrylic nails. You tried it in, you wore it home, you showed your husband, and I remember, telling you, don't eat anything. As soon as you eat anything, these are going to fall right off because there's nothing holding them in. And these are just temporary. I mean, these are just to test drive.
Test it, yeah.
Just to test drive if you're going to like it or not. Then you're like, all right, let's go. Let's do this. Because one of the main, so there's 2 big fears that people have with cosmetic dentistry. Number one is the price. Yes, the price is expensive. So we talked about that already. The second one is, are you going to have to shave my teeth down?
Yes, that right there, I feel like is the main, when people think veneers, they think, because everybody that I told, I mean, my sisters, everybody, they're like, he's going to shave your teeth down to nubs. And I'm like, no, there's a new technique called no prep. You don't know Dr. Allen, okay?
Well, it's true.
He's not shaving my teeth down.
Your mom works in the dental industry, so she kind of knows the history of veneers.
She was like, it's going to be good. Yeah. He's incredible.
Yeah, and so that was a big, I don't want to say sales pitch, but it was a big sales pitch. I'm trying to give people what they want. Everybody wants a nicer smile. I'll bet you if you get rid of shaving the teeth down and lower the cost down to a very affordable, everybody will do it. Yeah. Everybody will do it. The problem is with the no prep veneers, they're actually more expensive because my ceramist has to make all of these by hand. Like, you can't just put them in a machine and spit them out. Like, these are handcrafted. These are crazy talented people who can do this. And they're making them so thin. Do you have that picture of how thin these veneers are? The one that just has the veneers on the on that with the black background?
It should be that one that you're on.
Anyways, these are so thin you can see through them. Look how thin they are. Mm-hmm. And so imagine that's a piece of glass that I've got to put on your tooth. And so I've got to be crazy careful doing that. The lab has to be crazy careful in making them because they're just holding them with their fingers like this while they're making them, and they crack some. And so they have that built into the price. And so, but I'm convinced if we could lower the price and if we could give people what they want smile-wise, everybody gets veneers. Like 90% of the population would get veneers because who doesn't want a nicer smile? And so that's what me and my partner have been trying to do is to let's do this without shaving teeth.
Yeah.
And there's almost always some cosmetic, like you have to make some type of change to the teeth. There are very, very, very few people who qualify for completely no preparation. Like with you said we had to buff out. You had one tooth that was sticking
like a
out a
snaggle,
little bit.
but you know what I loved is that you offered to keep it. You were like, we can keep your snaggle if you want. And I'm like, no, man,
nobody wants to keep the snaggle.
Make them all straight.
once they get going, nobody wants to keep the snaggle.
Line those puppies up.
Right. But there's almost always a compromise if you don't prepare something. And even I'll say that there's some compromises in your smile right now. Like if I were to have drilled your teeth down, I could have made them look 5% better. Is it worth the 5% though? In my opinion, no. Because if you wanted to, we could pop those off and you could walk around now. And I don't recommend that, but you did walk around with that.
I did, and I was so sad. Yeah, when when you put the temps on and then you had to take it, and I was like, oh, because in my brain I was like, oh, I think that the other ones he's going to take them out and then do some kind of a scan. And you're like, no, I'm sending these off to be specially designed. Like you have to wait, and I'm like, oh my god. So that's how I knew I was totally game for them. Though is like having to wear after wearing those and then having to wear my other teeth for a few more days. I was like.
Right. And so they are your teeth. Underneath those veneers are your teeth. If one of them pops off for some strange reason, if that does happen, it's your tooth underneath there. It's not a big deal. It's not like a little spike. Now it will look smaller because you're used to this bigger smile. But it's not a big deal. You just come in and we'll fix it. It's not. It doesn't make that big of a difference. And so like that's what we're trying to put out there. We're trying to calm people down by helping them realize that we can do amazing, amazing, amazing things without drilling your teeth down to nothing. And is it expensive? Yeah, I haven't figured that one out yet. But I got 50% of that out of the way. So it's pretty good. And then the other thing that I remember after we delivered these, you calmed did we numb you up? I don't remember if we even numbed you up.
My teeth are very sensitive. So you had to numb me.
Just to deliver them.
Typically you don't.
No.
You don't need to. It's because there's a lot of air involved. And so like air on my teeth, I'm like, ugh.
Yeah, I couldn't remember.
I was being a little baby.
Probably 70% of the time now I don't numb patients up at all for doing this. Sometimes I will if we have to move the gums around a little bit or whatever. But and so you went home, and then I remember a couple days later you're like, hey, I think I want these a little bit shorter. I think I want them a little square. Why did you say that?
I said that I don't know. I think because I was like, it's such a mind thing, like, because the first time I had gone home in them, it was the same length. And I was like, wow, I really love these. I feel beautiful.
Right.
Then when I went home in the permanent ones, I was like, okay, this is forever. I felt kind of like I had Bugs Bunny teeth. Like it's so.
I told you would.
You did say. I just felt like my face was different, but my face was different, but in the best way.
Right.
The difference between. I don't know. I just kind of was like, maybe if he just squared them off, because I was so used to, I had grinded my teeth down into square. My teeth were like perfectly square, which in my mind, I always thought, wow, I have like really even straight teeth. Like I like my teeth.
Right.
But then once you put my teeth on, I started like looking at everybody else's teeth. I was like, yeah, that wasn't really normal for me to have teeth. So
there's a psychology behind this. Is you had lived for 30 years with flatter teeth, or maybe not 30, but 10 or 12 by the time you ground them down. And so you're used to seeing your face with those grounded down teeth and with the very flat and the very triangular shaped teeth. And so when you came into me, I realized, look, we need some negative space. We need some embrasures. We need some line angles. We need to make these teeth look a little bit different, because you're a very attractive woman with like a nice round face.
Oh my gosh.
Where's the clapping?
Okay,
where's the clapping?
Do the little clapping. When I need a little boost, I'm going to call Dr. Allen.
And so we couldn't give you like really square flat teeth. It just wouldn't have fit with you. It wouldn't have been right. And then
but it was great. My whole life I had square. So that's just like what I was comfortable with. And you were saying that. And
right.
I was like, my mind, it was hard for my mind to register that as truth.
And so I told you, when as someone myself who's got the same treatment, I had very square, very flat teeth. I knew that's how you're going to feel. I knew you would feel a little bit like Bugs Bunny because
there's the teeth. Wait, pull it back up, Raul.
But I knew you were going to feel like that because look at how much length we added right there. You can see that there is a significant length in the middle picture there. So see how they were flatter, a little bit more triangular shape, and see even the bottom picture is not done yet. There's no implant in there.
Yeah, there's no implant.
So I think I saw you back like a week later to get the implant.
Right.
Is that
so? I will say, if you could see, can you pull it up one more time, Raul? Sorry, because I had gotten lip filler years and years and years ago, and then it migrated down, and so in the last picture where my teeth are in, you can see it kind of pushes it out a little bit. Right. My friend Kendall was like, "You really should go get that dissolved, and then either get it redone or." I don't know.
Did you do that?
No, I need to. I still have, like, when I smile, I still have like these like little like pockets or whatever, these little migrated. But that's just something that somebody to think about whenever you're. Well,
so I always tell all my patients, and I ask every woman, and now a lot of men too, have you ever done filler or Botox around your lips? And I'm okay with it. I don't have a problem if you do that, but I don't want you doing it while you're getting your teeth done. Like, I don't want to be shooting for a moving target. I don't want you to come in one day and you look like this, so I mock it up, and then you come in the next day and your lips this big.
You got big,
And it's like, well, crap, I got to add another 3 feet to your teeth because now I can't see anything.
Right. So if you plan on doing it, get your teeth done, let them settle, and then go in and do whatever you need to do.
And so after we delivered your teeth, you called me. You're like, I think I want to shorten them. I think we made a couple of minor changes to them, very, very minor. I was pushing against that because I knew you would eventually like that.
Yeah.
And then I feel like now you're used to them and you don't really want those changes anymore.
I definitely don't want those changes anymore. I think when the implant was put in, did that throw a huge wrench in your veneer? Well, the process of, because when you do it, typically, right, you're not having to also implant a tooth, right? That's like you had like 2 big projects.
Yeah. And no, we do that all the time. Actually, I'm doing a case tomorrow where we got 2 implants involved. So we do that all the time. For some reason, yours came back short. Do you remember that? It came back from the lab short, so we had to redo that.
I remember that.
And I essentially was probably something that we scanned improperly or something. Either way, we got it back in like 2 or 3 days, and it wasn't that big of a deal. But yeah, we do combination cases all the time. Most of the time, people think of veneers, they think of just white teeth across the front. But veneers and crowns and implants, they can all be very cosmetic procedures. And so if somebody has crowns, well, they can't have veneers, but we can make their crowns look as cosmetic as we can veneers. So most of the cases that I do now are on patients that I would say have already had some dental work. And so we're doing a combination of crowns, veneers, no prep veneers. And so that's kind of how it works nowadays.
Do you feel like the cases in that where you have to like really shave down the tooth have more to do with decay? That's kind of like that's a loaded question, but we'll come back to that. We're going to break for an ad and we'll be right back.
Hi, I'm Alan Murdoch. For the past 20 years, I've been buying, fixing, and selling properties right here in Southern Arizona. And I want to buy your property. Whether it's a house, apartment, commercial building, or vacant land, regardless of the condition or the situation, I want to talk to you. When you sell to me, I pay cash and it's hassle-free. No repairs, no closing costs, and no commissions. If you have a property you don't want to deal with and you want a quick solution, call, text, or visit selltalon.com. Again, that's selltalon.com.
Discover the power of 88 Crime, where your anonymous tips are rewarded with cash. When you call in anonymously with a tip, you are given a code. With the code and a password, you can walk into a bank and redeem your reward anonymously. If your anonymous tip results in a felony arrest, you can claim up to $2,500 cash reward. Let's stop the silence on crime and strive for a safer community. For more information, please visit 88crime.org or call 88crime.
Copper Creek Cookies, Copper Creek Cookies, coppercreekcookies.net.
We can print anything on our soft vanilla logo cookies. We deliver them and other sweet treats locally. We are located at 4249 West Ina Road, Suite 121. Call us 520-300-1131. We bake smiles.
Copper Creek Cookies, Copper Creek Cookies, coppercreekcookies.net.
Your favorite radio just got bigger, bolder, and better connected. Live the Dream Media is revolutionizing how you stay tuned in. With our explosive growth in online radio and our brand new mobile app, your entertainment goes wherever you do. Stream your favorite shows, discover new hits, and connect with audiences across the digital landscape, all at your fingertips. Advertisers don't miss out. Join our expanding digital network and reach engaged listeners across platforms. Download the Live the Dream Media app today and experience radio reimagined.
Okay, so when people have like a lot of decay, is that when like no prep wouldn't really apply?
So obviously we don't want to put a veneer on something that's not stable. So like a decayed tooth or maybe a mobile tooth or something like that. We don't want to put a veneer on that. That's just silly. And so yes, we will remove that decay. Now we might build the tooth back up in composite. But yeah, that's one of the reasons why. Another reason why that we will still prepare a tooth is the color. I saw a patient a couple of weeks ago who got in a bike accident when he was 8 or 9 years old. Front tooth was yellow. It died on him. And so I can't put like that thin. You guys saw how thin those are. I can't put that right over that and expect it to match everything else. Mm-hmm. So I have to cut that tooth down a millimeter or so, which isn't that much. Like a millimeter is not that much, and it's okay. It's safe. But I've got it to color match because you still don't want everything to match.
Yeah,
you don't want a more yellow tooth. But there's a lot of materials that we can use that are a little bit different to block out different colors and things like that. Let's talk about composite veneers. Those are really, really popular right now. So you have porcelain veneers. Yours are made out of a porcelain called, I'm not even going to get into the detail. It's porcelain. It's glass. You have glass in your mouth. Let's just go right there.
Cool.
I'm not talking to dentists right now.
Yeah.
If you're a dentist and you want to learn
Bring
about that stuff,
bring it down to the beauty industry.
DM me. We'll talk. I love talking nerdy dentist stuff. But for the people who don't, you don't need to know the difference between all the different materials that we use. But yours, it's a very, very strong piece of glass that's in your mouth. Now, there's a lot of dentists advertising no prep veneers using composite. Composite is like a resin. It's a filled resin. It has glass in it, and they can build the teeth up individually, and they're great. There's a handful of dentists who I think do it really, really well. I am not one of them. This is a skill that it takes forever to develop, and I just quite honestly, I'm very happy with where I am in doing porcelain veneers. I work with a really, really great lab, and I'm used to it. I've got my workflow. To do composite veneers successfully, you've got to spend 10 to 15 hours with the patient to do each individual tooth. It's the real deal.
They've got to keep their mouth open for that long.
Yeah, I mean, and it works. And there's some guys who do a really, really good job, but the longevity isn't there. Your porcelain it's fired. It's going to be strong like that. It's going to look like that as long as you take care of it.
Right.
Whereas with the composite, it'll start to dull over time. And I would say 5 to 10 years, you're going to need to get that replaced, which is still, for a lot of people, that's acceptable and that's totally fine. Mm-hmm. But you're also, depending on where you get it done, if you get it done by some of the people who are really good, you're really not saving a whole lot of money. I've seen it advertised for pretty low price, and I would say I would probably avoid those people. Same with porcelain veneers. You're gonna find it ranging anywhere from $800 a tooth to $5,000 a tooth, and it can be anywhere in that ballpark. And I won't say that 100% you get what you pay for, but you kind of get what you pay for, because I know that I have a certain price point that I have to pay the lab for veneers, and I see people advertising less than I'm paying my lab. So I either know that they're not making any money on it.
It makes you worried, like, where are you skimping out?
Or where are you getting your lab work done? Because that's just it's a little bit iffy. But there are some guys doing it less expensive than me that do an okay job. So but know what you're getting into. That's another thing, is coming out of dental school, you're given a degree, and I'm a DMD. There's DMDs and DDSs. Doesn't really make any difference. But anybody right out of school can call themselves a cosmetic dentist. It's not a specialty. So I could, right out of school, just slap a name on my door, Michael Allen, cosmetic dentist, which is kind of scary because you don't really know what you're getting into unless...
This sounds a lot like the beauty industry, Dr. Allen. I know that you think that they don't really coincide, but like
they
a lot of people, they'll be like, I'm a hairdresser, and it's like, where's your license?
Right.
But like, yeah, it can get weird.
So I will caution you to know what you're getting into. Look at a portfolio. That's a great place to start. And I hate to ask how much they're going to prep off your teeth, but people will fly in from all over the United States to see me only because they know that they're going to get the most conservative and the most natural look. And like I said, I don't want people coming up to you and saying, oh my gosh, where did you get your teeth done? Because that's almost like a slap in the face to me. Now, that being said, I definitely have patients out there who wanted to go a little bit whiter than I wanted to go. So I'm like, all right, go ahead.
They want the fit. Or it's like somebody being like, oh my God, nice extensions. That's a slap in the face.
Right. You want it to look real.
I'm like, no.
So yeah, you're definitely going to have those people out there. I saw a patient on Thursday. It wasn't my patient, but she came in and her teeth were obviously done.
Right.
And she's like, yeah, I wanted people to say, where did you get your teeth done? I wanted people to know that I spent a ton of money in my mouth. And if that's what you're up to, you probably drive a flashy green car, and you want everybody, and you got all the fancy gear on and whatnot.
Yeah.
So if you're one of those people, fine, we can do that. But I much prefer the natural look. And I think realistically, my pricing is as good as anybody's out there for the quality that you get.
And it was the price when I had come in initially, and there wasn't like a super huge demand in my life for me to have it. Right. I was like, I don't know. Yeah. Gabe was like, you look great the way you are.
Gabe, your husband will always say that, and that's because he's a good husband.
You
Gabe,
know what? Yeah, I was gonna say there's husbands out there who are like, no, you should, go get the work done. You should go, or encouraging them, go get the boobs, go do the, whatever. He's always been like, whatever you want to do. Right. I love you no matter what. Right. Like it doesn't, know. So
your veneers did not make him love you anymore.
Well, I didn't say that. Okay. No, yeah, exactly. But the second time I came in, there was like a huge. I didn't care what it cost. You could have charged me probably $40,000. I would have been there. You should have charged me.
Hey, Allie, make note of that.
I was like, help me, like truly. And from the bottom of my heart, thank you, because I had just committed to competing in the bikini competition. Right. And then maybe weeks after I had like just started, my diet plan and all of that happened. Mm-hmm. Yeah, because I was chewing a piece of chicken.
Right.
And instantly I became insecure and was just like, I have to get up on stage and like smile really big. And how can I, you made me feel so secure in my smile and probably more confident than I felt in my entire life, to be honest.
Isn't that interesting that a smile can do that for you?
Yeah, I never thought, I really was content with my smile before because, I had told people, I'm going to do this and I'm really excited. And they're like, but your teeth are so good. Like, what are you talking about? And I'm like, okay, let me pop out my little flipper for you and show you my missing tooth. But no, it really just filled out my face. This is probably what my teeth would have looked like had I not grinded them down. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you had told me, reference a picture of yourself when you were 10 or 12.
Yeah.
And I did. And I was like, wow,
I had teeth.
I had longer teeth.
Yeah. No, it's
crazy.
It is. Over the last 7 or 8 years that I've been really focusing on cosmetic procedures, it's very interesting to me to see people's lives a year or two after they do this. I should have brought this picture, but I had a patient walk into me, and I always ask, why now? Like, why do you want to do this now? And she said, well, I was just looking at my wedding photos, and I didn't smile in any of my pictures. And like, that's a big deal. She had very stained, very dark teeth. And it was kind of the same thing. She was ready to change that. She was ready to drop any amount of money. Mm-hmm. And now seeing her, and it's been a couple of years now since she got it done, she's smiling in all of her Instagram pictures.
That's so cool.
There's even some people who are big on Instagram that I've treated, and all of their smiles before were just a lip smile. Mm-hmm. And now I love seeing them just showing it off, because I know that it's not their teeth they're showing off. It's their personality that they're showing off. It kind of unlocks people. And you'll see people, especially men. I know I don't know, maybe a lot of men listen to you, maybe not. I could assume this is more women based, but men seem to just kind of take it to another level. So if your husbands or your boyfriends...
Gabe is like, I want to get veneers. I'm like, you don't need them.
See, you were pulling a Gabe right there. See what you did? You need to say, Gabe, I encourage you to get that done.
Okay.
After I'm done paying mine off.
Babe, I encourage you whenever you feel like you want to do that.
I got you, Gabe. Come and see me. We'll hang out. It'll be fun.
You're like, Allie, we're charging Gabe $40,000.
Yes. Yeah, Allie, remember how much... anyways, it is a big deal for men to get it done. It was for me.
Yeah.
When I got my teeth done, of course, I'm in the industry. Mm-hmm. I see people. I was delivering veneers all the time on men and women, and everyone I was like, oh, I want that smile. I want that smile. I want that smile. But I also knew, going back to calling myself a cosmetic dentist, I also knew that I didn't know everything yet. I was still delivering really high-end smiles, but there were things that I still had to learn about what makes a great smile great, that I wanted to wait a little bit on my own smile. And do you want to hear the story of why I got into this?
Yeah.
All right.
That's why I brought you on, man.
This is kind of interesting.
Tell me.
So, my daughter Ashley, who is expecting my first grandkid here in a couple weeks, I think 6 weeks. I'm so excited. She was born missing, she's missing a lateral incisor on the left side, which is the one next to the middle tooth. And then her other one on the other side was a little peg. And so I knew that at some point I was going to have to do something about her smile. And I didn't want her to look like the daughter of a dentist who didn't know what they were doing. Because you see those people out there all the time. All the time, dentists will work on their wives or their kids or their mothers or their mothers-in-law, and it'll look like they didn't know what they were doing. So I didn't want that to be her. I knew she was going to be gorgeous, and I knew that we would eventually take that smile to the next level. But kind of through her teenage years and stuff, we patched her up. We made that one tooth look a little bit bigger. We shifted this tooth over there. She still had a baby tooth right there, and so we kind of maintained it.
Thank God she had you as a dad.
Well,
my God,
then
what a
I should put a picture
what
of
a
her right there.
blessing.
Anyway, so I took every class that I could find, and until I got comfortable enough in doing cosmetic dentistry. I practiced on a lot of other people. I won't say who those people are, but they look great too. And then finally she comes up to me and she was like 19. She's like, "Dad, I'm ready for my adult smile." And part of me didn't want to do that because that meant that she was not my little girl anymore, right? She was my adult woman daughter. Yeah. And so that was a little bit hard for me, but at the same time I was like, all right, we got this. We can do this. We can do this. Because the last thing I want to do is give my daughter a smile that doesn't look real.
Yeah.
And so we did her smile, and turned out great. Turned out phenomenal. She's still one of my best advertisers. And then my wife, like a year later, is like, "Well, what about mine?" I'm like, "Babe, you got good teeth. We don't worry about you. You got good teeth."
You pulled a me.
Yeah. And so part of the reason is because I knew that if I did my wife's case, it had to be perfect. Because I see my daughter a lot. I see my wife every single day.
You'd be like,
and you know how you are when you see people's hair, and you're like,
no, it's so true.
You're like,
Yes.
you're like evaluate. You just go to town on it. You're examining every little
like
strand
when
of
I
their
do my
hair.
daughter's hair, I'm like,
Right.
Yeah.
But at least hair in 6 months you can completely redo it. With smile, it's not
good
like
point,
that.
good point.
Like I knew I had one shot, and so I was like, all right, I think we can do this. And Sarah was a great patient. And still to this day, I don't stare at her teeth, which is a good thing.
That is
I want to
good.
look at it eventually, occasionally. Do you have that picture of me and my wife smiles up there?
Wait, do the homely one first. Do the homely one.
She was never homely. I was very homely. I had gaps in my teeth everywhere and kind of a goofy smile.
You were like, we both look kind of homely.
That's
in
not.
this yeah, Sarah
there's
looks
another
great.
one that's worse. There's another one that's worse than that you can see my smile.
And then do the afters. Now get that shit out of here. No tooth, Sydney is gone.
So that's how we look now.
Yeah. Oh my God, so beautiful.
And so her teeth turned out great.
Yeah.
And she'll even say if it's a big deal for her. She never really hated her smile.
Yeah, she looked great.
But there was things about it that she didn't like. And so with hers, and then this was a couple years ago, I was prepping teeth. She's got teeth that are, I don't want to say drilled down to nothing, but she's got a couple of teeth. If we put her photo up here, she wouldn't like it very much. And I do too. My teeth were prepped as well. And so it's gotten so much better.
You work in the industry though,
right. So
it's kind of like.
But but in the last 2 years since I've had my teeth done, I've gone on to bigger and better things. And part of it is I'm teaching a lot now. I'm teaching dentists, and so I can't go
really
up there
cool.
with a smile that's mid.
All jacked up.
Yeah, I can't go up there with a smile that doesn't look right. And so I'm thrilled that I got my smile done, and it's made a huge difference. I need to get my lowers done here now too because I'm too lazy to bleach them.
Oh my God, that's what I was gonna ask you. Was when I smile, you don't. See my bottoms, and so I'm like, well, why?
You hardly ever show
rock
your
the
lower
boat?
teeth.
Yeah.
You almost never show your lower
don't.
teeth. I do. As we age, everything droops a little bit, and so I do show my lower teeth quite a bit. And I realize that I need to do them. I got plenty of dentist friends who will do them, and I'll design them, and they'll turn out great. But I would say probably most common people come in for 10 upper veneers, and then once they see the 10 uppers, they're like, okay, let's do the 10 lowers too.
Yeah.
It's kind of fun.
Yeah, I probably wouldn't do the lowers, but just because they don't show. But it's crazy. When I had broken my tooth and then had that flipper. Is that what it's called?
It's called a flipper. Yeah, because you flip it in and out. It's
kind
of crude.
But it was like a retainer.
Yeah.
It looked like a retainer with like a tooth on it. So I would put that in every day, and just oh my God. Sometimes though I would forget it. If I was going to the drive-thrus or maybe I was at a restaurant and I had to take it out. I'd try to put it in. I mean, the level of insecurity that I felt was crazy.
So when we finished and you were going up on stage, was there any reservations at all?
No.
No.
Oh my God.
How did it feel? Because
I felt
You weren't
Incredible.
wearing much.
No.
You were fully on display.
Oh yeah, no, that was that. Yeah, I think maybe because everybody was walking around
Yeah.
like that, but initially, like thinking about getting on stage, like prior to even knowing anything about it, I was like,
Right.
oh my God, I'm gonna be like my butt's all out. Like that's embarrassing. I don't. I'm not like I don't dress like very revealing ever, and so. Yeah, that was tough. But having a good smile, definitely. I didn't know if I was gonna have to go with the flipper to that. And then there I would have felt insecure because I never could smile as big. I never could laugh as loud. Like it was for 4 months, I didn't feel like Sydney anymore. And it was awful.
So now how often do you notice now other people's smiles?
Oh my God, all the time. Staring at people's teeth all the
Yeah,
time.
really
Like
crazy.
look how long your teeth are.
No, but you notice things in people's smiles, and it's for better or for worse. I mean, you'll notice that they've got a little cant, or that there's something missing here, or you'll notice somebody with a really nice smile and be like, are those real? Are those fake? Are
I'm
those real? Are
I'm
those
mostly
fake?
staring at people's hair, though. If I'm being honest, I know
Of
that you're
course.
hyper focusing on people's teeth. I'm hyper focusing.
But I
on
bet
their hair.
you focus on teeth more than you used to.
Definitely.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah. What did you have any? So when we talked, did you have any like celebrity smiles that you wanted to copy or anything like that? Because people will bring that to me all the time.
I don't know if Kendall Jenner has her teeth done.
She does. She just recently got them done.
Hers.
Yeah.
I love her teeth.
And I like what you said. I don't know if she had them done or
Yeah,
not.
that's a
That's
good point.
exactly
Yeah, good point.
that's exactly right. Yeah, the guy who did her teeth was my original mentor, Dr. Michael Appa, and he did
That's
Kendall
freaking
and
cool.
Kylie's, I think at the same time, and I've got a picture of that in my phone too. Amazing job, very natural. And if you look at her teeth, they don't look glow in the dark white, do they?
No.
They look real, and that's the whole goal.
Yeah.
In my opinion, that's the whole goal.
I literally have never felt more beautiful. And actually, that's really cool. You were mentored by the same guy that did
No,
her teeth.
he's
That's cool.
Crazy good. He probably is the most popular cosmetic dentist in the world. His fees are twice as much as mine.
What celebrities' teeth, because I know you probably like can notice right away.
Right.
Whose teeth are you like, ooh, that was not a good job.
Me and Sarah will watch TV. We don't watch it a lot, but when we're watching TV, that's like the first thing we notice. We're like, oh my gosh.
Like the reality TV shows, if you're like
anything. And we're like, oh, they need to get their teeth in. Oh
Yep.
my gosh. Actually, so we were watching the World Series this weekend on Friday night, and the end of the first game, Freddie Freeman hit a grand slam to win the game, and it was over. And he started smiling, and I was like, "Oh my gosh, those are so fake! Like I can't even with him because he's young, and these were so white. And I'm sure he's got
Freddie, contact Dr. Allen.
No,
He'll help you.
It's sad that I can pick it up that quick, and probably a lot of people can pick it up really quick. They're like, they just assume that everybody in Hollywood has a fake smile, and I don't think that's necessarily true. It's the ones that you don't know that have the fake smile. Those are the good ones.
Who doesn't have a fake smile that you know of?
There's a lot of people out there that don't have fake smiles. I'm not a big celebrity guy, but I mean, you can go through a list and I can be like, yeah, real, fake, real,
Okay,
fake,
Kim
real, fake.
Kardashian, because I think she says that her teeth are real.
Really?
Yeah, she's like-
You'd have to
she-
show me a picture. I would be surprised if she didn't and all of her sisters did.
She always like claims like I've never had a cavity and
Really?
these are my real teeth, and I'm like,
That's
whoa,
That's possible.
cool.
It is possible. If you pull up a picture here of Kim Kardashian's teeth, and we'll look at it in the break.
Yeah. Well, actually, is that the end of the segment? I always do this. I always think it's a commercial, and then it's like,
No, we got time.
okay,
It's
perfect. All
commercial.
right, we'll be back.
All right. Now I gotta look that up.
Hi, I'm Alan Murdoch. For the past 20 years, I've been buying, fixing, and selling properties right here in Southern Arizona. And I want to buy your property. Whether it's a house, apartment, commercial building, or vacant land, regardless of the condition or the situation, I want to talk to you. When you sell to me, I pay cash and it's hassle-free. No repairs, no closing costs, and no commissions. If you have a property you don't want to deal with and you want a quick solution, call, text, or visit selltoallen.com. Again, that's selltoallen.com.
Discover the power of 88 Crime, where your anonymous tips are rewarded with cash. When you call in anonymously with a tip, you are given a code. With the code and a password, you can walk into a bank and redeem your reward anonymously. If your anonymous tip results in a felony arrest, you can claim up to $2,500 cash reward. Let's stop the silence on crime and strive for a safer community. For more information, please visit 88crime.org or call 88crime.
Copper Creek Cookies, Copper Creek Cookies, coppercreekcookies.net.
We can print anything on our soft vanilla logo cookies. We deliver them and other sweet treats locally. We are located at 4249 West Ina Road, Suite 121. Call us 520-300-1131. We bake smiles.
Copper Creek Cookies, Copper Creek Cookies, coppercreekcookies.net.
Your favorite radio just got bigger, bolder, and better connected. Live the Dream Media is revolutionizing how you stay tuned in. With our explosive growth in online radio and our brand new mobile app, your entertainment goes wherever you do. Stream your favorite shows, discover new hits, and connect with audiences across the digital landscape, all at your fingertips. Advertisers, don't miss out. Join our expanding digital network and reach engaged listeners across platforms. Download the Live the Dream Media app today and experience radio reimagined.
Okay, we decided we're not talking about Kim because we don't really care anymore.
No,
But what if there's anybody in Tucson who feels like I want to have a consultation?
Right.
I think that I want to learn a little bit more about this, and I'm interested. Like, what should they do?
Getting a hold of me is very, very simple, I would say. If you have an Instagram account, just follow me and DM me. I answer all my own DMs. I do all of my own stuff.
He is so funny to follow on Instagram. P.S. Like, his stories are the best.
Well, I try to be real. Like,
Yeah.
there's a lot of dentists out there and surgeons and other people who are using it for advertising, and I use it for advertising for sure. But I also want people to
Showcase your personality.
Well, so this is another thing that I ask. I get people flying in from out of town all the time. Like almost every week, somebody flies in from out of town to see me. So one of the questions I ask them is, was I what you expected from Instagram? And I'll ask you the same question because you saw me more on Instagram than you knew me in real life. Was I what you expected?
You were 100%. You were
Like, did I surprise you?
no.
No.
It was so authentically everything that I had gathered from you on social media, and I think that that's probably what maybe is. I mean, I don't really know a lot of cosmetic dentists,
Right.
but I think that that's like a highlight of you is that you're so yourself on Instagram. And that's what made me want to come in, actually, because I was like, this guy is really, really cool. You weren't like salesy or like trying to, I don't know, like you didn't come off like weird, or you're just cool and like laid back, and that's how you operate professionally as well, but also super professional. So
that's the fine line that I feel like I sometimes balance on that line is I want to be professional enough, but I want to give everyone something to connect to. And so like you see me with my dogs, you have dogs, you understand that. You see me doing stuff with my kids, you have kids, you understand that. And I understand that not everybody's going to connect with me. And so I try to put a lot out there. I try to be lighter because I understand that the dentist is a scary place for people.
I was going to say, yeah.
It is a very scary place to come to the dentist. And so when you meet me in real life, I want you to kind of already know me from my Instagram
that's cool.
page.
That's exactly how I felt.
And so I do use it as marketing. I do use it as advertising. You're not going to see me do a lot of dances. I'm not a dancer. I'm not going to do the TikTok dances. My wife tries to make me do some dances sometimes. I will do some videos. I like doing funny videos. I actually was the guy, and I'm old. I'm almost 40. I'll be 48 tomorrow's my birthday. Can we get applause for that?
Happy birthday! I love that one.
Can I get this guy to come to my office? And every time I say something funny, that place, that would be so awesome. But I don't even remember where I was going with that. What did I say before that? It's tomorrow's my birthday.
You were saying I'm not that TikTok guy. I'm not gonna do a dance.
But I was that guy when I was a kid who had a camcorder. They called them camcorders back then. And we used to take videos of me and my friends, and we used to do dumb skits. So I really enjoy making videos. If I wasn't into dentistry, I'd be into marketing somehow.
Yeah.
And so I like that. And so you'll see me making stupid videos. Some are slightly offensive, probably, but it's more for entertainment, and that's why I do them. And so I want people to feel like they know me by the time they come in the office, and that takes a little bit of the edge off. If you already kind of know what to expect when you come to see me, then you're not going to be so nervous and so uptight. And then when you meet me in real life, if I'm the same as I portrayed online, then it's like we know each other, even though I have no idea who you are and you've just been stalking me.
Yeah.
So I very much like Instagram. And so if you just DM me on Instagram, say, hey, I heard you on the podcast or whatever, I'm interested in getting a consultation. Most of my smile makeovers start that way. Either that or there's another app that I use called Smile Virtual. That is another way for you to like submit a picture. But don't go to my website. My website is being updated right now. It's old. It makes me look younger, actually, which is kind of nice.
Reference the website picture, but then DM him on Instagram.
Don't look at all these wrinkles and the spots I just got burned off my face on Friday. But that's the best way to get a hold of me. And that's essentially how you did get a hold of me, too.
Yes, that is.
You slid into my DMs.
I bulldozed into your DMs and was like, help me.
Yes. And so that's how it mostly happens. And then if you're local, we'll do a consultation in person. And I actually prefer to do that locally or in person if I can. I get a lot of patients from the Phoenix, Scottsdale, Chandler area. And with them, about half the time we're doing a Zoom consultation because it's a little bit of a trek for them. It's 5 hours for them to come down here and back. And so if they want to spend the time, I'm happy to do it. But we can do a Zoom consultation as well. And that's a great way for me to get to know you and what you're interested in. Because everybody has something different. With you as the missing tooth, everybody has something else, whether it's staying teeth, whether it's they've got one that's really short or one that's really dark, or they just generally want things whiter. There's a lot of different things that people will come to me for. And so everybody has their reasons. And it's up to me to learn that and know what I need to deliver. Because veneers aren't always the option, aren't always the answer. A lot of time it's Invisalign and some whitening, and boom, we're good to go at that point.
Yeah.
But for a lot of people, they want that really high-end look without having to worry about it. I mean, if you're just whitening, you've got to do that every couple months at least if you want to maintain that. And then you've got to be careful of your coffee and your tea, your red wine, your sodas, things like that, because those will pick up stain. Your upper teeth won't ever pick up stain.
Okay,
your lower teeth
actually,
might.
my heart started beating right now. I was like, wait, hold on.
No, your upper teeth are fine. It's the lowers I worry about, but you never show those.
Screw
so
the lowers.
They can be black. They can be black. And nobody will even know. But yeah, that's how most of my smile makeovers start.
Yeah.
Somebody has a point that they want fixed, and so they'll reach out to me online, and we'll start talking. And it's great. I love getting to know people. I love being able to help people, and that's really why I do what I do. Yeah.
And the whole process for me.
Was it scary? Because dentistry is scary. You're worried. Are you going to drill my teeth? Are you going to give me shots? How is your emotions?
I know a lot of people who fear the dentist, but I think because my mom was in dentistry literally my whole life, like I would go when I was little, like back in the back and sleep in the chairs sometimes, like if there was no patients or so like I grew up in the dental field.
It's part of your life.
So it's part of my life. So it's actually comforting, and then the fact that my mom was like, no, he's a good dentist.
How did your mom know that? Because I don't think I ever met her before.
So she actually was a rep, I think, for I'm gonna butcher it. It wasn't Henry Shaw. I don't know. She was a rep for somewhere. So you guys had crossed paths, and she knew of you, and so she was like, no, he's good, but she did want to come with me, and so once she came with me for that other consultation, like I take my mom with me everywhere because I'm like, make sure he's like not a psycho, make sure like give me the wink, like we'll run out of here if he's like a freak, you know. And so she gave me the okay, and I was like, all right, okay, this is a safe place. But no, it wasn't scary for me.
Pain wise, how was your pain level?
No pain at all. No,
not at all.
It was zero pain. My teeth are sensitive. So like the air was the only thing. I was like, okay, I need numbing because like that air on my back teeth was like too much for me.
Did we do any gum work on you? I can't remember. Did we? Okay.
But we didn't numb for that.
Did we use topical? We must have used a topical anesthetic.
I don't know, but it didn't hurt. Yeah. And then even the next day you were like, hey, it's going to hurt. Like take it easy. It didn't hurt. Awesome. It was literally no pain. I think the only thing that was like, it was having to go in so many times. Yeah. But like I said, the end result was worth it. I mean, I'd do it again, and if you had to charge me more, I would do, like knowing what I know now. It's like when I got my this is completely off topic, but like when I got my Peloton, I paid the price for my Peloton, used it, and like completely thought like, wow, I would have paid $2,000 more for this because it was such value. It brought such value to my life. These brought such value to my life, like more than I ever thought they would. So
now you're what, like 2 months out from getting your final veneers. Are you used to them?
I'm so used to them. And you said that I would have a lisp, but in my case, it was a little bit different because I was already navigating the flipper.
Okay. Yeah,
and having to, it was awful because I had just started my podcast too. Or like I was actually in the middle of doing episodes. I had like interviews already lined up, and I was like, oh my God, I have to talk with this freaking thing. And I'm up in the mic like this, and I'm lisping. And so I had to, it was very hard. It was very hard. But by the time we switched it, took the flipper out, put that in, I was talking normal.
Yeah.
So
what about do you get food stuck in them still? Because I know whenever
because of the implant.
Yeah,
so
I know whenever we do
time,
gum work, that's a possibility for a while until you get used to it.
Not so much the gums, it's more the implant.
And
so
the implant.
I really am like vigilant about making sure that I floss where the implant was after every time I eat.
Good.
And then at night I'm water picking and flossing.
Isn't it great to take your tongue and run it over the front of your teeth? Isn't that is the smoothest feeling ever? It's so good.
Yes.
I remember that was like the first thing I noticed when I got my final temporary veneers. So when you prepare teeth, you have to wear temporaries for 2, 3. I was in them for 6 weeks, and so they're rough and they look nice. They actually looked really nice, but they weren't smooth like this. And even my lower teeth are not smooth.
Finish,
it is so, that gloss is so nice. And I still just like, this is so smooth. And I can tell when I haven't brushed my teeth good enough because it's not quite as smooth. And so I was like, all right,
I gotta go back in for another try.
And be like, Valerie, hygienist, come and fix me up here.
Well, and then when I go in for, I'm trying to think of like the question that somebody would have, like, okay, so I have them on now. When I go in for my cleanings, you're cleaning these just the same way that you would clean my regular teeth?
Slightly different. So everybody asks about the maintenance, right? And so maintenance is the same as you do to normal teeth. Anything that you would do to your normal teeth, brush them, floss them, water picking, I think is fantastic. Do that as normal, and then it is more...
Every 6 months?
It is more important that you go in every 6 or 8 months to get your teeth cleaned, because if something is going to happen, we want to catch it early. Now, there's not likely anything to happen if you're maintaining it, but we want to catch it early. The only thing I will recommend is have your hygienist use a fine polish or no polish at all. You don't really need to polish these. They're not going to get any shinier or smoother. But if they want to use a polish, use a fine so that the gloss doesn't kind of come off them. Over time, if you're using charcoal toothpaste or baking soda toothpaste, then it can take off some of the glaze. And so
you say avoid that.
I would avoid those things.
Okay.
Other than that, treat them as normal. Anything that's going to break a tooth can break a veneer. So if you're popping beer bottles or something, bottle caps, don't do that.
No way. And I don't drink beer. Sick.
Yeah, I mean...
It tastes like corn, like carbonated corn.
Yeah, I've never tried it. I wouldn't even know. But
You've never tried... Oh, wait.
Yeah.
We have to pivot.
Okay.
Okay, because I had seen on your Instagram, someone's like, oh my God, you're totally baked. But you, in fact, have never done drugs.
Never.
And you've never drank alcohol.
Never even touched it.
I think that is really, really cool.
Yeah.
That's like a flex. That's a huge flex. No, truly.
Yeah.
I really admire that.
Well, at this point in my life, there's really no point. Like, why would I want to start drinking alcohol now? Why would I want to start doing drugs now? It's just silly. But I grew up in a very religious family, and I maintained that. So yeah,
that's so awesome.
There's nothing like being able to remember your whole life.
That's really cool.
And
I admire that.
It's easy to have fun without drugs and alcohol, in my opinion.
Yeah.
I don't see. I went to parties as a kid, not a ton, but a handful, and it was ridiculous to see my teenage friends just
looking
drunk
around,
and acting ridiculous. And we go out and country dance every Wednesday night at the Maverick. Shout out to the Maverick. We're there every Wednesday night, and people are getting wasted, and we're there with I'll either be drinking water or root beer or something like that. And my wife's out there dancing. I just sit there and I'm on my phone and
you're just
whatnot.
like authentically enjoying your life.
Yeah, it's great. It's great. Life is meant to be enjoyed. If you can't enjoy life. Actually, you posted something yesterday or the day before. It said something like you always have something to look forward to. And so I think
the excitement.
And that in mine and my wife's life is we go out dancing every Wednesday night. Now, I'm not a good dancer, but I know that she loves it. Like, that's her happy place. And so I love seeing her in her happy place. And it makes me happy. So I look forward to that. Even though she won't believe this, and neither will anybody who's in my office.
She's like, oh, yeah, right. You're just saying that.
No, for reals. I love to see her happy like that. That's like truly one of her happy places. So I love to see that. And then she's smiling, and then I get to evaluate my teeth.
Look at my work.
Yeah.
Hey. And then, pass the root beer.
Honestly, like half the people we see over there have teeth that I've done. So it's really, really kind of fun. The lady who tends bar, I've done her teeth, and it's just kind of fun to see. I get to make these relationships, and that's really why I'm in it. Is I'm a people person, and I really like the relationship that I made, and I've at least slightly improved their lives a little bit, which is super, super cool. And selfishly, I love that.
That's amazing. Thank you so much for taking the time to be here. I know that you're a busy guy because me and Gabe are trying to get in for a cleaning, and we gotta schedule your appointment soon.
Well
with
in
Dr.
advance.
Allen. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Sydney.
Thanks, guys.